Welcome! This is Ongoing Adventures. This is our new series of general car maintenance. Stick around, watch how we do it, how we help you and what you guys can see. Stick around, stay track, let's see how we go. Alright guys, so today's plan is to do a quick general service on my car. I thought why not do a quick film for the people who don't know how to do services. I understand a lot of you guys definitely do, but this is a quick little info for the people who want to learn. So, shout out to one of the guys who commented on one of our old videos on about wanting to know what catch can I run, because he spotted it out, and how do I clean it. So today's process is just going to be about how to drain the oil, refuel the oil, change air filter, change and clean the catch can, change the oil filter, change the fuel filter, and how to change the carbon filter inside my car behind the glove box. Let's get cracking and let's see how I go. Okay, so now I'm under the car. Lucky enough, I actually have a work pit, so pretty easy access to me, and a slightly raised car. So I'm at the sump plug right now. I'm just going to quickly crack her, and I wonder, hopefully, I don't get messy doing this. I usually do every single time though. Now, while that's draining, it's always best to say run your car for a little bit first to get it nice and warm while you do your oil change on your car. So now this is draining, I'm going to quickly pop back up top and do some of the other work and have a little bit of flush out. So this, have a nice little easy drum. Make sure you get a big enough drum to the size the capacity of your engine oil does take. So this one here is about 8 litres, so it should be pretty right for me hopefully. Right, let's get cracking. We'll get back up top and I'll climb out of view and see what else I can do. Rightio, so now I'm back up above, looking over the engine bay. I just grab my sump plug, give it a bit of a clean, give it a bit of a wipe. Now with this model, it does come with, and most 4-wheel drives, do come with a little rubber O-ring washer looking thing. Make sure you take the old one off, which could be still on your sump plug or still underneath where the ring hole is. Remove it, just get some new ones. Hopefully a picture above me what mine looks like. So they do come with rubber O-rings or copper, or some just don't come with any at all. So just have a check of your model, see if they need a new one or not, and get a new one of those. So that's now ready to go from underneath. And then now what we're going to do is just quickly change out my air filter by removing the pipe, taking the air filter out, so that will allow me access to get to my oil filter. So that's going to quickly get cracking on that, pop her open, swap her out, and I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I've got my first inline hose out. Always just have a quick look inside, make sure there's no physical crap getting through, because that would not be good for your motor. Pull it out of the way. Now I'm going to quickly undo the airbox cover. Polo mine, not a massive fan on how they done these. There's a pain in the ass, I want to change the air filter like quickly. But they came, and that's just what I deal with for at the moment until I get a upgraded version. Out with the old, let's go get the new. Good stuff. So this is a new filter, just slap her in. Mine's pretty simple, just slips in like that and you just place it back in. So all I usually just do while I'm here at the same time, I just grab a nice clean rag, just give the inside a bit of a quick wipe. Make sure there's no crap just sitting in there. Looks pretty clean. just like that, just slide it in nice and easily. Okay, now my air filter is back in. I'm not going to put the air filter inflow pipe just back in yet, because happening enough, my oil filter is just under here, which I'll take a photo and put above me as well. So while it's actually out and removed out of the way, it's a lot easier to get to swap it out, because I've got one of those actual carbon filters as an oil filter. Oh, we'll quickly swap it out real quick too. I'll get catching on from there. So that is what it should look like when it comes out of the car. This part here, if I can get it out. That's the old one. That just clips on from inside there, need a bit of force to get the sucker out. So that's the Albini. Same thing guys, when I use it, I just give it a bit of a wipe, give it a bit of a clean out too, with a nice clean rag, make sure there's no other crap in there. Clean all around the threads. While I'm here, and just give it a bit of a clean out around the threads on the inside too. I wouldn't go too deep because you really don't want the stuff going in your engine if you get a bit of cloth stuck in there. Just give them basically the edges nice clean, so it gives it a nice seal again when I lock it back down. So now we go into this kit. It should be a new oil filter with an O-ring. So that's your new one. And then all you do is just this new one, pull the O-ring out, and it goes inside the slotted thread here. Now I have a tendency to get in trouble with these out sometimes, so what you may need is just a little flat tip screwdriver and just pop it out, which I'll quickly do now. So as I was saying, the O-ring is actually just sitting in here. It's got a little baby flat tip screwdriver. I just quickly just pop it in, slide it around, and just pop out the old O-ring. Now there's probably nothing wrong with this physical O-ring on here, because my car does get an oil service change every 7 to 7,500 Ks. So I usually get rid of the other one just in case, because you just don't 100% always know. Grab your new one, and it's always just best safe to pop the new one on anyway. That way you know your O-ring's still always perfectly fine. And just like that. With this one, because it's on the threads, I just grab my finger in here and just pop it in, hold it there, and just run your O-ring around. Now try not to use a screwdriver if you can to put this back in, because you just don't want to wreck it. Getting it out for an old one, who cares, because you're going to chuck it anyway. But because you're a new one, you just want to keep it nice and clean. Now all we do now is just grab our filter. You got your little tongue there, a little clip in here, and you just simply clip it in. Just like that. Now what you guys can do, so also with your old ones, your old cylinder oil filters, you can always like have a bit of a pre-fill with them and then screw it on. These ones here, it's obviously a lot harder because the oil itself will just run straight out of the filter. But if you want, you can lap some oil around it to have it ready to go. but which I'll do real quick, and then I'll slap the sucker back in. Let's get cracking on that. So as I said, just going to quickly put a little bit of oil around it just to help lube it up, and then I'm going to slip it in. Now when doing it, it's always best to say have it over a cardboard box because you will spill a little bit. I don't put a great deal on there because I say it just runs out. That's just more to soak up the oil into the filter ready to go. And then slip the sucker back into here. And just like that. So don't over tighten these because you don't want to break the plastic in the plastic bolt on top. So just go really nice and firm, and then that one little bit more, and it should be good from then onwards. Okay, now I've got the oil fill back on. I'm now going to put the intake hose line back in its correct order. So it's a lot easier to do to change oil filter with this off ready to go. Okay, now at this point, done the oil filter, I've done the airbox, I've allowed the oil to drain out for quite a bit now. All I do, because I've actually got a spare from the last service I've done, I just run a little bit down into the actual fuel cap here to help flush some of the old stuff out while it's still draining. Now you don't want to go crazy about a heap about it, just run just a nice little amount in there, that run through the motor and allow it to help flush any of the old stuff still coming out of the back of this oil sump. Okay, now that's all ready to go, that's still flushing through. I'm going to do the catch can real quick and show you guys what catch can I got and how I clean it. Okay, now at the catch can. Now mine is quite tucked in quite close to the car, so I actually own a PDF brand version of the catch can. So this does come with like its own little dipstick. You just pop it open here. Just like that, and it gives you a little oil gauge on how full it is. So that's pretty good. I'll pop that out so I can get it clean in a second before I actually pop it back in. Now with this one here, this bottom cylinder actually unscrews, and then you can remove it and empty it out, give it a quick clean and pop it back in. Now the way I usually do crack the seal of this, I usually grab just an oil filter spanner, which I also don't need in my car anymore because I've got the newer versions, but I still keep one to do this itself. So I just slip it around the cylinder like so, like that. Just grab it, give it a nice squeeze, crack it like that. Now I've cracked it and it's free spinning. I can pop it out of the way. And you see it should, yep, just like that, spin around till it's ready to drop out. Now, because of the way it is, and I've actually got one of my little check valves here, it's a bit awkward to unscrew it. It's a bit hard to show you on the camera itself, but you want to unscrew it and obviously not let go and have it drop all over your car. And then just grab it and press it like that, guys. And I've got about that full of oil, and that's probably about, I'd say about 12 months I do it. That's just it inside. So now I'll just dispose that to an old oil drum and then clean the insides out and just clean around the threads again, around the inside, and then screw it back on. And that's how easy it is, guys. Saves a lot of time having one of these rather than it flowing back through your turbo and your airbox this oil. Simple, guys. This is a HPD brand. I love it. Nice and easy to install and simple. Comes with its own brackets, and it's just easy as that to crack it off and clean out the oil and then screw it back on again. As I guys, I only probably check it every 12 months. I probably should check it more often, but I only do check it 12 months, and it proves it only gets to about that full within 12 months. That's it, guys. I'm going to quickly clean it out and I'll screw it back on. So that's what it looks like, guys, inside when it's clean. Just a little silver can. That's why I guess they call it a catch can. And just screw it back on. Just like that, guys. Now she's on and ready to go for the next service I do when I clean it out next. I don't know about you guys, but when I do it, I always have to seem to say righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, because I can never seem to work it out upside down. So who also stands and go righty-tighty, lefty loosey, and then work it up upside down so you get the right way with these bad boys. Yes, that's what you get when you have a mine with a goldfish. Let's get cracking. Rightio, now we're back underneath. We're going to just quickly put the sump bolt back in, and then we'll top up the oil back into the engine. Now, I don't know what it is, but every time I send them to do this job, ever since I was a little kid, you always got to grab a bit of engine oil and then make some warrior paint on you. I don't know why, just seems like tradition. This way, if you make yourself messy, it looks like you've actually done a job then. Just like that. Now, got my rag. Just gonna clean up around. Whoop, I just dropped the rag into the oil. That's naughty. Just clean up around it. Make sure I definitely got the old rubber seal that's not on there. Yeah, so that's the old one there. It's all stuck. That one will go in the bin. Just give it a good nice little clean around. Now this has been draining for about 30 minutes or so during this time with a couple of little flushes in it. And then now I'm just going to put the sump plug back in. Right, yeah. Now I've just only done it by finger tight then. Now you should probably get, say, an actual torquing gun for this, but I'm pretty good at this myself where I know roughly how firm I should go, which is about there, and I'll check it again in a couple of days time. Just give it a quick clean around the edges, and that way I know when I check it again if there's any oil leaks are not coming through, like from that seal. Brand new seal, all nice and clean, it should have no problems at all. Now we're about to go back up top and actually refill the oil from the top end, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now we're back up the top. Put your filters in, sump bolts in, nice and clean around it. Cap's now out of the way. Now because I generally buy the 10 litre drums at a time, and this car I think only takes somewhere between like 6 and 7 litres. So this is an old drum from the last service. It's only got 3 litres left in it, so I'll dump what's in this left in there, and we'll get cracking from there. So what I usually do as well, I'll grab the dipstick and pop the dipstick open as well, help let it air through and down. Okay, so that's now at least 3 litres now back into my engine. Now I'm going to just grab the new bottle, crack it open and keep filling it up. But the good thing is now I've used this bit, whilst I crack the other one up, this can now at least let some of that oil settle down, ready to go. When I check it, it should be good. Now I'm now going to empty drum to put my old engine oil in. I may have made a mess. That was meant to stay in the hole, not coming up. So the result of this, I'm now just gonna get a rag and clean her up, and I'll back her out soon and hose it off. Get some degreaser on her. I guess at least it's not gonna get rusty there. Now I'm without checking every so often, now I'm just going to quickly check the dipstick, see how full it is as it settles down. Okay, so by the dipstick, it's actually full, but it could still be settling down the engine. So I'll leave the dipstick up for a little bit, allow air to get in there, allow the oil to settle down. But in the meantime, I can now close the cap off. And I'll come back and check it again real soon after I do the fuel just change. Okay, now we're underneath. We're going to change out the fuel filters. So what I usually like to do is pull the new ones out, put them in a clean spot so you don't get them dirty. And the reason being is when I take the old ones out, I can put them straight into this box here while they're dirty. So grab a container. There will be a tiny bit of fuel wastage out of this, and you've got this little valve here that you just want to crack. Just like that, guys. Let it run. Just get back a little bit so I don't get fuel onto you. While that's happening, you can now just let it all drain out. Make it safe and easy. Now just remember, this is only on my car, which is the Colorado. Not every car will have fuel filters under here like this. This is just unique to my car, but I'm just showing you how I do my little service on them. So once again, I've got two right next to each other like that. Some can have in different spots, some can have in the engine bay. So once again, check your car on where your fuel filters are. It's not like fuel expense or anything. And for reference, there's the colour difference between the old and the new. So just pop that back into the box. Now that's done, guys, we just can screw this cap back up. Like that. We can just put these fuel filters, the new ones, in. Okay. Okay, now we're all done. So the two new filters are in. I've just do that cap just a little quick nick. Now I have put the fuel waste into a container at the moment. It probably would be wise, depending on what you guys setups are, put a bit of carb on the ground, they're catching the drips as well. So I do have a grate, so whatever it did will just run down there and dry out. Put the old filters back into a box, and then we can get rid of those too. Make sure we get a quick rag, give it a quick clean over. Get any degrease the ground if you need to. Now, because we are playing with fuel and obviously a bit of oil, but mainly fuel, definitely encourage guys to go give yourself a quick wash up before you do any more work, because you don't want the fuel sticking and absorbing into your skin. So that's what I'm going to do real quick now. I'm going to go inside real quick, just quickly wash my arms and hands, get all the fuel off of me, and we'll continue from there. Right out. So now we're going to do the carbon filter real quick and be on the glove box. There's just bad boy. This is the new one. That's a nice little plastic sleeve still. So we'll chuck that boy there. Just have this ready. Put the old one in. So open your glove box up. You should have you just be able to just pop it out. One, two, just like that. Remove the glove box out of the way. And then with this here, we'll have some screws. Now when I did this many years ago for the very first time myself, I actually didn't know how to get to my carbon filter to change it out. So I did look it up, and someone quite lucky enough stuck it on one of my Facebook pages that I follow on how to change out your carbon filter as a photo step by step, which I do believe I still have that on my phone, which I will add into this video for you guys to see too. Hopefully it'll help out on how to change it. Now this should be fairly similar to all cars that have carbon filters. They'll be slightly different to the different makes and models, but it all runs off by the same base. Yeah, I think that's all the screws for that one. We should be able to hopefully just pop it out. Alright, I'm wrong, there's still one more screw. Yep, that bit's now out. And now I'll set my, it's the carbon filter stored in behind here. And all I do is just push these in, that little case comes out, and that's it there. So, And just slide it out slowly. Now, I like to check over them just to see how, in a general notice on how dirty it has been gotten since the last service I done. That's pretty good. That's actually fairly clean. Good thing I've been on a few dusty roads lately. Once again though, because I actually buy the whole service kit, there's no point leaving the old one in there, even though it's still fairly clean. But just to show a bit of a colour difference between the old and the new. So I'll just get rid of the old one anyway, so it does come with part of the kit. I'll just get rid of that. And just easy as, and just slip the new one in. I might give it a quick clean around the edges. So I restart it a bit. And all I do now is just slip this in. Just like that, guys. And then just put the cover back in. Just like that. So once again, all you have to do is just press those either side in, and it should just pop out. Just like that. And then now, everything I just done, I just put in the reverse effect to clip everything back in. So righto guys, that's pretty much the end of this video. It wasn't so much to show you guys how to do it, exactly how to do a service. It's just show you how I'd like to do a service, a midway service. I buy a little service kit from Repco, and then also the engine oil I get. That part's done. Just one good thing for you guys, I always like to do it about 7,500 Ks, because they'd say, you know, you can go 15,000 Ks with these newer cars. I wouldn't trust it with the engine and all that, especially doing forward driving and touring and dust and all that. So it's good to do about mid-service, is what this one was. It's just a bit of a show and tell on how I do it. I know there's different ways of doing it and how different, you know, obviously mechanics obviously know 100% better than I do. But yes, guys, just to give you an idea on what I do, how I do it, and just keep following us through. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the guy who showed about what catch can I have and how I cleaned it out. Keep up with the comments. Thanks for watching Ongoing Adventures, and I'll catch you in the next one. And just like that, another episode of Ongoing Adventures is done. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share to all your friends and family, and I'll catch you in the next one.